know if today is the 13th, but good morning and thank you all for coming out today. It's a beautiful sunny Friday in San Francisco, and we're very excited to be here to talk about a big part of San Francisco, and that's the public rights of way of our beautiful city. 25% of San Francisco is taken up by the public rights of way. But when they were designed many years ago, there was a different design sensibility in place that was really about moving cars through the public rights of way rather than designing them for people to be in. But fortunately, that's changing, and that's changing a lot because of the people that are behind me. We have a different sensibility now that's embodied in the Better Streets Plan, in the bike plan, and many of the things, even in the city's general plan, that's changing how we think of the public rights of way in our city. It's manifesting itself in a lot of different ways through streetscape improvements. We're changing the look and feel of our streets. We're turning parking spaces into parklets. We're opening up our streets in a lot of different ways, one of the most exciting of which is Sunday Streets, and that's what we're here to talk about today. Sunday Streets exists because of leadership and partnership that's embodied by the folks behind us. And the person who's at the front of the line of facilitating that leadership and that partnership is a guy who knows the streets of San Francisco better than just about anybody else, owing back to his days as our Public Works Director. He's now our Mayor, Edwin Lee.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. We're here to make really one big announcement. We're not doing the Kentucky Derby on Mission Street this weekend. We are doing is Sunday Streets, and it's a great pilot program for this summer. For the next 4 months, the first Sunday of each of the months, we'll be testing out all of Mission Street and testing out how it is that we could actually utilize the fantastic successful event to incur more participation and to test out how we can do it on a more regular basis. And I want to really thank all of the partners that have been working so closely together, our MTA, our Bicycle Coalition, our various departments, Public Works and others, as well as our private sector. This year, I want to make a special thanks to the Bank of America because they've allowed us to think really creatively in helping to fund this as a pilot program to really test out the ability to do this more regularly. So thank you, Bank of America. And I also want to thank the bank, along with Wells Fargo, for participating not only in this and leading this, but also in our summer jobs program as well. They stepped up with our Chamber of Commerce and a number of other tech companies to really create 5,000 jobs. That's a huge compliment to what we're doing with Sunday Streets. You know, Sunday Streets, as Ed mentioned, is our openness to want to use our streets differently and to invite and have not only fun, but really represent the kinds of things we can do to have an even healthier society. And I'm excited to get out there. I know one of our speakers is going to get me on those roller skates pretty soon. You know, I don't know if the insurance levels of our city are high enough, but one of these days I'll have enough energy to do that. But I also want to thank Supervisor Campos and the other supervisors for greatly supporting this. Supervisor Campos is going to be, of course, our host for all of the Mission Street, Sunday Streets this summer. And we're excited to, because we're not only walking our commercial corridors, but even as yesterday, we're trying to help pick them up as well. I know that as yesterday, some of the storefronts that were hurt by the vandalism recently were quickly picking up, quickly restoring, and getting volunteers out there and working with our communities. They were excited to recover quickly, and they were also excited to welcome not only city representation, but their own neighbors coming together and helping out to restore their effort to this. So they're excited about this. We're excited about it, and I think that we're going to have a great success with all the different partners that we have, and certainly our MTA is going to really take a look at all the data and make sure that we can do this better. I'm also proud to make sure that all other communities get the great benefit of Sunday Streets, and as you know, we last year experimented with, and I think it was a pretty good success in getting Sunday Streets out to Chinatown and North Beach. We look forward to a citywide ping pong tournament that will also get more people out. But thank you again for this wonderful opportunity to do it. And again, thanks for Bank of America for helping us lead this effort.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It is about leadership, and Sunday Streets is a citywide program, but Sunday Streets really comes to life and realizes its full potential when it's in the mission. And while we love every Sunday Street event that happens across the city, the mission really brings the most energy, and it's for that reason that we're increasing the frequency of these events in the mission, starting this Sunday, and then for each of the successive 3 months, we're going to have events there. And the Mission District happens to be represented by a supervisor who's not just representing his district, but has really come to the fore of the leadership in terms of transportation in this city. And I didn't introduce myself. I'm Ed Riskin, the transportation director here, and it's great to have that leadership in his role as the chair of the Transportation Authority Board, and is also as a commissioner at the regional table at the MTC. So it's with great pleasure that I welcome up the representative from the Mission District, District 9, Supervisor David Campos.
Thank you, Ed Riskin. Thank you for the work you're doing, making sure that we have the best transit system that we can have. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for your words. And I do want to echo my gratitude to all of the partners, the MTA, all the other city agencies, DPW. I also want to thank the Bicycle Coalition. I want to thank, by the way, the very special Sunday Street staff that has, I think, a very unique ability to work very closely with the diverse communities and neighborhoods that we have. We know when Sunday Street started a little while ago, I know that there was a little bit of apprehension in some neighborhoods, and we even felt that in the mission. And I really want to thank the merchants and the different residents of that neighborhood who took the time to give this project a chance to unfold. And what you have seen is that a neighborhood has really come together to embrace this project. And I do think that the mission is the perfect place to expand this concept. We're very excited that we're going to have this for the next 3 months. It's only appropriate that we're beginning this expanded pilot right on the heels of Cinco de Mayo. We will be celebrating Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. And you know, open space is very, very important in San Francisco, and it's especially important in the mission. Because, you know, when you have the ability for diverse communities to come out and to really gather in that space, to share with one another their background, their history, their culture, their amazing food, their music, you can see that we have so much to be proud of. You know, the mayor mentioned that we had an unfortunate incident happen in the mission in the last few days. We had a peaceful demonstration that was infiltrated by a number of people that unfortunately proceeded to engage in vandalism. And that is absolutely unacceptable in San Francisco. And I speak as someone who supports free expression. And I speak as someone who recognizes the importance of making some changes in this system. But you don't change the system by hurting the very people that you're trying to help. You know, the small businesses that were hurt by the vandalism are businesses that are trying to stay afloat. I spoke to a woman who had just been laid off and whose car, the tires had been punctured. And so here you had this unemployed woman who has to spend hundreds of dollars to replace tires. But what happens in the mission is that when something negative happens, people come together. And I think it's appropriate that we're doing this expanded program right around the time this happened, because it shows that we have a community that is truly united, that is truly unified. And I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud to be the representative of a community that is so diverse, and it really is quintessential San Francisco. So I'm very excited. I hope to see all of you out there on Sunday, and not just this Sunday, but for the next 3 months. I look forward to continuing to work with you. And again, thank you so much for making sure that this happens in the mission. I think it's the appropriate place for that expanded program to take place. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Supervisor Campos. the leadership that's bringing Sunday Streets here had its roots. I think it's 5 years old now. So this is something that's been in the making for a while. One of the early supporters of Sunday Streets, who is now on the MTA board, one of my bosses, and making sure that the SFMTA as a lead agency does what it needs to do, and working with the other city departments, the other private partners, is the vice chair of our board of directors, Cheryl Brinkman.
Thank you, and thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. I was just thinking back to 5 years ago, Susan, when you and I were riding around the city on our bicycles trying to get support for this. And we're so lucky here that we now have 2 mayors in a row who are such strong supporters of this open space for the people. Both Mayor Newsom and now Mayor Lee have just been incredible supporters of Sunday Streets, and we would not be where we are without the support of City Hall, the support of MTA, the San Francisco Bike Coalition, Livable City, and of course Susan King's hard work, our merchants, all the supporters and sponsors. It's just a fabulous program. I look so much to it going forward and continuing. When we were talking about the visioning for Sunday Streets 5 years ago, one of our initial thoughts was bringing the parks to the people. We wanted a mother with 2 children to be able to go out from her front door on bicycles or to go out and play on the streets without having to worry to get to Golden Gate Park or to get to another park where they could play free without worrying about car traffic. And now we're seeing that, and to see 4 in a row in the mission is just, it's the realization of everything we were looking forward to. So thank you all so much for your support, and thank everyone for the hard work that has gotten us here.
Thank you, Director Brinkman. There's a lot of effort and energy that is required to make Sunday Streets work. It also takes a little bit of money. And while we see huge returns on investment to the city and its neighborhoods from it, somebody needs to step up and put some of that money forward. We're very pleased to have as our presenting sponsor for 2012 the Bank of America. They've been a great partner with us. We're very excited to have them on board, recognizing the importance of this to the city's economy. So I want to ask their Senior Vice President for Small Business Banking Manager, Desi Stark, to come up and say a few words.
First, I wanted to say thank you for everybody here. I wanted to say thank you for being here, Mayor Lee. Thank you for his hard work and the team that helped organize that. This is such a wonderful event. Bank of America is truly excited and proud to be sponsoring Sunday Streets. Through our conversations earlier this year, Mayor Lee indicated how important this event is for him. It is important to us as well. We believe that this event will not only help the local economy by stimulating neighborhood business, but it will also help make this beautiful city of San Francisco even more vibrant to tourists. It will attract more tourists and more neighborhood business. Sunday Streets, we believe, will bring us even closer together. Will make our city more enjoyable to local communities, as well as attract visitors and enhance their experience of fabulous San Francisco. We at the bank are delighted and again very proud and thrilled to be asked and to be able to participate and contribute in Sunday Streets. Again, thank you all for all of your hard work. We'll see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you, Desi. It's a broad array of corporate partners that we have with. At the lead, Bank of America is our presenting sponsor. I also want to acknowledge our sponsors for this season, which include AT&T, the Bay Area Air Quality Management District, Blue Shield of California, United Healthcare Workers SEIU as part of their Let's Get Healthy California campaign, Kaiser Permanente, Recology, Shape Up San Francisco, and Clear Channel Radio. Let's give them all a big hand for stepping up to help support us. So anyone who knows anything about Sunday Streets who has ever been to one knows that there's one person that's really the driver to make this happen. If you're out at a Sunday Streets, you'll see that bicycle toddling up and down the street. She might be on a radio. She might be hustling water from one place to another. But this is the person on the ground that makes these events happen. She's I'd say the mother of Sunday Streets, or the queen of Sunday Streets, from Livable City. our nonprofit fiscal partner and leader, Susan King.
Thank you for embarrassing me. Appreciate it, Ed. I'm humbled by the support of the community and how quickly everybody has really embraced this program. And it really is a team effort. I'm a team player. I like to refer to myself as the man behind the curtain. I'm neither of those things, but you know, whatever. We can be whatever we want to be for a day. So, anyways, I really wanted to acknowledge some of our people, and I would be remiss to not point out our two fabulous hardworking staff people, Beth Byrne and Bob Mateo. You know, they're the reason that we're able to get all of the various pieces moving. I also wanted to talk a little bit about some of our other partners, financial supporters, program partners, and city agencies that really bring their A game out every Sunday. We've now had 28 events, Sunday Streets events since August 31st, 2008. The Department of Public Works, for whom both Ed Lee and Ed Reskin headed up before becoming mayor and director of transportation, respectively. Some of our other partners are City Car Share, because none of us have cars. We have bikes, so City Car Share really helps when we need a car. The San Francisco Examiner, if you pick up today's copy, there's our map and the program guide, and they've been doing that for us for the last 3 years, giving us a free full-page ad, and I see people carrying it around, so I know that people actually look for it. Our bicycle programmers, Mike's Bikes, REI Sports Basement, Parkwide LLC, the city's official bike vendor, brings out free bicycles for people to use every single time. I really think that people who get their bike fixed or who have an opportunity to ride stay active and are more likely to bicycle on non-Sunday Streets days. And we're going to have a survey out later this year that's going to really highlight some of the physical changes that Dr. Susan Zeef and SF State University professor. She's been a driving force behind really capturing what Sunday Streets is. And then very quickly, San Francisco Bicycle Coalition, California Outdoor Roller Sports Association, and David Miles, the godfather of skate, really invented recreational asphalt. Happy Hounds Pet Massage run our pet program. YMCA of San Francisco do all of our children's programming. B-Boy Dance Connection, Rock Project, Abada Capoeira, and Rock the Bike are some of our regulars. And anyways, who am I forgetting? A couple of community sponsors, and I'm out of here. Archstone, Buy Right Markets, California Endowment, California Pacific Medical Center, Lennar, the Seed Fund, and the University of California, San Francisco have also provided resources and funds to help keep the program going. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. You can see it takes a village to make these things happen. And part of that village is a partner that represents, I think, the change in design sensibility that I spoke of, and that we're thinking of our public rights of way as not just for one mode of travel for automobiles, but we're redesigning them for transit, for pedestrians, and of course for bicycles. And bicycles are a big part of Sunday Streets. There's another bicycle that you'll always see out at Sunday Streets events. It's that orange one down there. And that's ridden by the leader of cycling in San Francisco from the San Francisco Bicycle Coalition, Executive Director Leah Shaham.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Mayor Lee, and everyone here. Happy 5th year anniversary, Sunday Streets. Woo! Can you believe it? And I want to echo, I think Supervisor Campos, you talked about the hesitancy in the beginning. Well, there is no hesitancy today. I think you see a full family of City Hall here. I think you see a full family in the community. I especially want to thank the community leaders, Tina and Eric and others on Valencia Street, 24th Street, who've so fully embraced Sunday Streets and actually really advanced it, made it so much bigger and richer in the neighborhood. I live in the Mission, in the neighborhood, and it's so exciting for people to tell me, or for me to hear afterwards, people say, I've never been to Lower 24th. People who live in different parts of the city, and you hear this every time. I want to emphasize, it's not, we love the physical activity, we love the open space, we love the recreation, but one thing I love most is inviting people to different neighborhoods they may never experience. Time and time again, for the Bayview Hunters Point, Sunday Streets event, we hear from people who say, I've never been to Bayview. Wow, I went to 3rd Street for the first time. We hear this on Lower 24th Street. We hear it in parts of the Tenderloin. People who come and experience different parts of the city. And I think that's a real success that we've experienced. And I want to quickly share one story. I was at the Embarcadero event last month, the first Sunday Streets of this year, and chatting with people. And an older gentleman pulled up on a bicycle, and he had a million questions about Sunday Streets. He wanted to know all about it. And I described it a little bit. And he was from out of town. I think he was from Chico or somewhere nearby. And I said, wow, did you just happen onto Sunday Streets? He said, no, I came into town for a conference last week. I saw an advertisement for Sunday Streets, and I really wanted to try it. So I extended my trip 2 days. So the guy stuck around for the whole weekend. I assume he's paying hotel rates downtown, paying some hotel tax, spending some money on food, and experiencing our city. So speaking to the tourism benefits and the economic benefits, they are there. So I just want to put in a plug. If anyone has not yet volunteered, it's not too late. We're really proud to be the volunteer organizer for Sunday Streets, and we are still looking for a few last folks. So look up sfbike.org or call us at 431-BIKE if you want to volunteer. And again, happy anniversary Sunday Streets. Thank you.
So sticking to the topic of getting around on wheels, Leah represents the larger wheels, and next Thursday, a Bike to Work Day, she's going to have Mayor Lee on a bicycle. But we also want to honor those who get around on much smaller wheels. And the other person who's going to try to get Mayor Lee onto those wheels is David Miles.
Good morning, everybody. My name is David Miles. I am the Executive Director for the California Outdoor Roller Sports Association. My life evolves around recreational asphalt. When you remove the cars, you create recreational space for the 21st century person. And Sunday Streets epitomizes all of that. There have been a lot of things I've been involved with over the years. But when you look at Sunday Streets and over the history of it, when we first came out trying to do this, they did not like it. They gave you all those doomsday scenarios of how things weren't going to work out, things weren't going to be very good, people aren't going to be able to come, traffic's going to snarl. But when you look at it now and what we're about to attempt in the mission, you're looking at probably the most successful recreational situation ever created for the masses of San Francisco. It's an absolutely fantastic thing. And for those of you that have not been there, whatever you plan to do this Sunday, drop it. Get out to the Mission District and get out to Sunday Street, San Francisco. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Both Davids made reference to the fact that there was maybe a little bit of apprehension when Sunday Streets was first rolling out. Some folks a little nervous, maybe didn't get it, but now we've got a lot of people who get it. This is about neighborhoods that the mayor has made investment in and support of neighborhoods a priority for his administration, and Sunday Streets is I think an important part of that. We have support in Sunday Streets for the mission events from the Valencia Quarter Merchant Association, the Mission Merchants, Mission Cultural Center, BART, and the Community Music Center. One of the biggest supporters, and this is someone who gets it, someone who's been around the mission for a long time, advocating for its residents and merchants, is the co-founder and president of the Lower 24th Street Merchant and Neighborhood Association, and happy to invite up Eric Arguello.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm the president of the Lower 24th Street Merchants and Neighborhood Association, and on behalf of the merchants of 24th Street, we want to thank Mayor Ed Lee, Supervisor David Campos. We also want to thank the hard work of Susan King and her staff for collaborating with the neighborhoods. So thank you, Susan. Also, we want to thank Joaquin Torres, Sheila Chung Hagen for helping make these events happen. And yes, at the beginning, the merchants were very unsure of how this event was going to turn out. But now we do have strong support from all our merchants. With the economy the way it's been, Sunday Streets has been a positive effect economically with the merchants in the neighborhood, bringing in new folks to the corridor and creating visibility, but not just economically, but physically, so people can exercise, people can walk, people can bike and skate also. So we're really looking forward to our fourth summer Sunday Streets in the Mission. So thank you, and come on out.
Thank you, Eric. We've seen a lot of change on Valencia Street over recent years. The city invested a lot of money in improving Valencia from 15th to 19th and a streetscape improvement project have done signal timing to allow the green wave to facilitate bike travel, and have repaved just about all of Valencia and put in bike lanes. But Valencia, as both the mayor and the supervisor reference, also have had a difficult time in the past week. So supporting our Valencia Street merchants, as well as the rest of the Mission merchants, is even more important now. We're happy to have from the Valencia Corridor Merchants Association, one of those very small businesses that really are the lifeblood of our neighborhoods, the owner of Galama Rama Salon, Dina Davenport.
Hi, thank you so much for giving me this podium to speak. I'm the president of the Valencia Corridor Merchants Association and the founder. And I'm here today to speak on behalf of the Valencia merchants, but I'd like to share my first experience with Sunday Streets. And as a merchant working day in and day out with traffic flowing by, loud horns and frustrated people, there's a certain vibe to the corridor. And not to say that it's a bad thing, it's a classic urban experience, which is why I moved here. But something magic happens with Sunday Streets. The first thing you notice is the quiet. No horns, no other like sort of angry sounds. Then you hear the sounds of children playing and music and the tinkle of a bicycle horn. The urban landscape is suddenly transformed into a friendly village. There can tend to be a tinge of strife between business and residents in any given district, but during Sunday Streets, you see neighbors in the streets mingling with merchants, hanging out, playing ball, what have you. And it's very refreshing. A camaraderie between all people that are fixtures in the Mission District is what we need, especially as the city changes and after unfortunate happenings like the Black Bloc attacks on the corridor on Monday. I have to give a huge thank you to Susan King for her relentless efforts at making Sunday Streets happen. She holds meetings, including all of the various neighborhood associations, making sure there's a flow between merchants and residents. And everybody has input, which lends to even more camaraderie to the folks in the Mission. On a final note, I would like to say thank you, San Francisco, for being innovative and providing us with this unique opportunity. I'm looking forward to a fun summer with Sunday Streets. Thank you.
Thank you, Dina, and thank you everyone for being here. As I mentioned, the SFMTA is the lead agency on the city side to make this happen, but we can't do it without the support of a lot of our partner agencies, in addition to DPW, Department of Recreation and Park, the San Francisco Police Department, particularly the Traffic Division, Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services, Department of Public Health, Office of Risk Management, Entertainment Commission, Fire Department, Port of San Francisco, SF Environment, Planning Department, and the Department of Elections. A lot of people coming together to make this happen. Thank you particularly to all the folks behind me for coming out and for making these events possible. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you all on Sunday.